This year, 18 AD, Germanicus feuds with Piso, the newly appointed governor of Syria. The revolt by the Roman deserter Tacfarinas continues in North Africa, and a new severe threat to Wang Mong's rule in China pops up. Welcome to the Early Histories, where we will highlight the major events that take place in the Common Era, year by year. Last year, we saw Germanicus being sent off to deal with matters in the east by Emperor Tiberius, who may have ulterior motives. The Romans attempting to defend their grain production in North Africa against Tacfarinas' revolt, and widespread instability in China. Tacfarinas begins this year by launching a series of lightning raids on Roman territory, destroying the villages he ransacks. He disappears into the desert before Roman forces can intervene, but with his confidence growing, he decides to besiege a Roman fort this time around. The Romans attempt to break the siege, but they are repelled by the Berber and Musalamii rebels. The imperial army then begins to break and flee, while the Roman commander rushes forward and is killed. In response to their cowardice, the soldiers that fled are gathered, and 1 in every 10 men are selected to be flogged to death in front of all the others. Looking east, where Germanicus finally arrives to tour the provinces and begins to plan an invasion of the Parthian Empire at the request of Emperor Tiberius. But being wary of the growing popularity of Germanicus, he also appointed Gnaeus Calpurnius Piso as governor of Syria last year, who in turn received control of 4 legions in the area. Germanicus is planning to take an army into Armenia to depose King Vonones I and replace him for reasons we will get to. But Germanicus was bequeathed with the title of Imperator as a victorious commander of Rome and is technically the superior to Governor Piso, so he orders Piso to grant him authority over 2 of his legions. Piso disrespectfully ignores the order, further increasing the tensions between these 2 rivals. Now back to the pressing matters concerning Vonones I in the Roman client kingdom of Armenia. The king of the Parthian Empire, Artabanus II, has been attempting to overthrow Vonones and replace him with his son, which the Romans did not approve of. Germanicus meets with the Parthian delegation to negotiate and stabilize their relationship. They come to an agreement wherein the Romans would be removing Vonones from the throne and replacing him with their preferred candidate, a Pontic prince named Zeno, who is very popular with the Armenian people, in contrast to the very unpopular Vonones. Meeting on an island in the Euphrates River, the Romans and Parthians ratify their new friendly relationship and quell their diplomatic tensions. The Romans then take Vonones into custody and move him to Syria, where he is held in conditions befitting a king, but make no final decision about his fate for the time being. Zeno is crowned in the Armenian city of Artaxata and in turn takes the regnal name of Artaxias III. The Armenian people are overjoyed to have a popular monarch for once, and Artaxias is heaped with lavish gifts and praise. In the Levant, in approximately this year, the Roman client and tetrarch of Galilee and Perea, Herod Antipas, orders the construction of the city of Tiberias, named after his overlord, the Roman Emperor Tiberius. The new city is located on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee and looks to be an additional settlement for the Jewish people. North of the Roman border, we carry on with the civil war among the Germanic tribes, which broke out the previous year between Arminius' confederation and Maroboduus' Marcomanni. Maroboduus is deposed by Catualda, a Marcomannic exile who has returned with a large force to take advantage of Maroboduus' weak position as king. Maroboduus is forced to flee to Italy, where Emperor Tiberius accepts him. Arminius is unable to take advantage of the situation, as he is unable to break through into Marcomannic territory, so the civil conflict ends in a stalemate. Picking up where we left off last year in China, Wang Mong is still attempting to deal with multiple agrarian rebellions at once, arising from the widespread famines plaguing the massive peasant population of China. A more concerning rebellion began last year as the Lulan rebels recruited around 8,000 peasants and began pillaging surrounding villages in the Shandong Peninsula for food. To make matters worse, an even more alarming movement than the Lulin Rebellion emerges. A man named Fan Chong starts his own rebellion and is able to recruit 10,000 men to his cause. He selects Mount Tai in Shandong as his base of operations and forms an alliance with several leaders of other more minor agrarian rebellions. Wang Mang has been doing a less than satisfactory job responding to all of these uprisings thus far, but now he is forced to make a decisive move. He reacts by sending an imperial army of 100,000 men to deal with the civil strife. Anticipating this move, the rebels led by Fan Chong decide to paint their eyebrows red so they can distinguish between themselves and the Shin forces when the inevitable clash takes place, thus beginning the Red Eyebrows Rebellion. North of the Shin border, the Xiongnu Confederacy sees a change in leadership as their Chan Yu Wu Lei dies. He is succeeded by his half-brother, Huder Shi Daogao. Wu Lei was more friendly towards China than his previous counterparts, so we will see if the new Chan Yu will result in a reversion to the norm. We will leave this year, 18 AD, with diplomacy between the Roman and Parthian Empire, Tacfarinas continuing to be a thorn in the side of the Romans in North Africa, and the Red Eyebrows Rebellion putting Wang Mang under significant pressure in China. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to be notified when the next iteration of the early histories will be released. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next year in 19 AD to continue the fascinating stories of the world of antiquity and cover its major events.